I'm always somewhat surprised when we see Melania Trump appear at any engagement, and I'm particularly surprised when I see her turn up with Donald Trump, a man who I'm sure she attempts to avoid as best as she can. There is no dispute that Melania Trump is probably the most irrelevant First Lady that you could ever imagine. But apparently, she's taken up the mantle of foster kids. And she's decided that she's going to work to ensure that foster children have an opportunity to go to or to experience further education. I don't I don't know what that would look like, given that Donald Trump is so bent on changing further education, particularly in universities, so that they're not as woke. Because I'm sure that foster children need to understand the way the system has worked that has captured them in a system which has been, I don't know, abusive. So, but Melania's doing something about it, and I'm not going to criticise necessarily what she's doing. What I am going to rally against, I guess, is the fact that it is minuscule. It doesn't address the issue around kids being removed from parents. It doesn't address, will never address the systemic reasons why children are removed from their parents. But she's making an effort, and I thought I'd just show you a little bit of what this particular effort looks like. And here's Melania discussing it here. So I'll play this bit for you so you get a sense as to what this is all about.
United in support of this remarkable initiative and community. As I stand here and observe the audience, I recognize the vital importance of each one of you to this mission, to our future generations. In particular, I would like to thank the cabinet secretaries, Congress members, scholarship donors, and various organizations for their unending advocacy. A special thank you to my husband for his enduring commitment to fostering the future. The President has prioritized America's foster care children, and shortly he will sign our Fostering the Future Executive Order. Too many people from foster care community end up homeless, in danger on America's streets.
Now, I'm going to paint it much more. I've told you in essence what this is all about, but they're not dealing with homelessness. They're not dealing with the core issues which have caused children to be removed. In fact, uh, we here in Australia has a different. My wife has actually worked to try and improve some of these areas in terms of having foster children or kids in care generally receive a better education, because education is important for all of us to gain a better sense of the world and to have better employment. But this initiative of Melania is, I think, I think it's pathetic, quite frankly, because it is inconsequential. It will possibly, I don't know to what extent they plan to run it out. There won't be, I can tell you right now, that there won't be any research into this as to its effectiveness whatsoever. This is simply an opportunity for her to stand up and talk about a social issue, which I don't think she gives a rat's ass about. And I can guarantee you, Donald Trump would know nothing about. He probably has no experience with kids that were in foster care. However, he has JD Vance, who did have an experience, I must confess, but I doubt whether Donald Trump has ever spoken to JD Vance about Vance's background and what that actually meant to him either. But Melania is doing what she can in order to make a ripple in an ocean which will never meet the issues in relation to child protection and kids in care. It just will not happen, but this is her moment, if you like, a moment in the light when she can express something which is about a social issue for which she knows really nothing about, and which someone probably presented to her at some point. Here's a subject that you should embrace because it will resonate with the public, and it is a social issue that some people care about. Not very many, from my experience. Actually, don't tend to care about kids in care, but it'll at least make it look like you're doing something in this particular area, and it'll make Donald Trump look like he actually cares about people that are less fortunate than himself, which is almost everybody. So let me know what you think about this. Not a big subject, but nevertheless, I think it needs to be highlighted because it does indicate to us that that there is this kind of gaslighting that occurs in relation to the Trump administration. And I can guarantee you, Melania Trump doesn't give a rat's ass about many of these subjects, but she's out there presenting it nevertheless. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Take care, everybody.